Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a stock analysis on Sofi Technologies. Now, if you don't know what Sofi Technologies is, it is technically a bank. It is quite a new bank. It is based in the United States and they are quite a small company compared to other banks. As you can see here, their market cap is about $14.8 billion. So their primary source of income is financial services. This is working as a bank as well as other financial services that banks usually make. Now let's take a look at the graph. Now as you can see recently we are trading up quite highly. As you can see previously we have traded a bit more low for quite a while. We did trade sideways for quite a while. If we go even further back, as you can see, we were trading down in 4 and then even further back we can see that we're actually also trading quite higher, about the same as we are now. So it has been at these highs before, but it swings quite a lot because of quite high uncertainty in the fintech market, as this is a fintech company. Now, personally, I like this as one of my personal winners in the community of up-and-coming tech companies. Now, of course, remember, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And of course, remember, this isn't financial advice. This is purely entertainment and educational purposes. Now, with that being said, now let's take a look at their earnings. Now, they recently just had an earnings, as you can see right here, on the 29th, that is actually today. And the next one is in 92 days. And as you can see for the day, it is also trading up. As you can see, we're up by 1.7% because they surprised by 84% on their earnings. Now, recently, as you can see here, their earnings have been quite nice. Before this, they're surprised by 717% in Q4, then in Q3 up by 22%, and in Q2 they're up by 111%. So more often than not, recently they have been quite nice. As you can see down here, the last time we had a underwhelming earnings, it was down by 226%, and that was in October of 23. Now, dividends, they don't pay out any dividend at the moment, and as you can see, that is because in their income statements that 24 is the first year that they make any actual money. Now, let's take a look at the financials. As I said, this is how they make their money. They make most of their money by lending, as you can see here, but recently their financial services has really taken off, as well as their technology platforms, and they have a little corporate, but as you can see, it is nothing really compared to any of the other ones. As you can see, we can't even see it down here because it really isn't that impressive, and it's not one of their focuses at the moment. Now, as you can see, currently we also in the RSI, as you can see here, we have a quite nice RSI recently, as you can see, gaining quite nice upwards momentum. Now, if you don't know what RSI is, it is the relative strength index, which means that if you're below 70 but above 50, it is in the upper channel, which we're trading right now. If it's above 30 but below 50, we're in the lower channel. That would be where we traded while we get these pits, as you can see here, and that is downwards momentum. And recently we are in the upwards momentum. We actually have a few breakouts. As you can see here, we are above the 70 angle, and that is when a stock is overbought. You can also see it over here once it spiked quite nicely. Now, if you look at the performance of the stock, as you can see, if we go back to 2020, it has actually been performed quite nicely. Most of the years, as you can see, 2020 up by 18, 21 up by almost 30%, 23 up by 121%, 24 down by up by 59.59%. Now in 22, of course, they lost quite a bit, but basically every single company in 22 had a horrible stock year. So it really does surprise me. Now, as I said earlier, this is one of my favorites within the new upcoming tech bubble, and this is my favorite fintech company. I just like the way that they operate, also because they have quite a lot with student loans to do, which means that of course there's a lot of money in student loans, also because they came out of, I believe it was Stanford University, so it is a new company run by new people, which I like quite a lot, that it isn't an old company. Now you can also see here that we do have a golden cross. Recently, that was actually yesterday, we did see this golden cross, which is a sign of more upward momentum. So chances are, if you're going to buy it in right now, would of course be great. Also, we are just coming through a bit of a breakthrough point here, as you can see on 13. Now the other support lines or breakthrough points we have here, as you can see, that it would be about here, at about $9, a bit of about $9 or $10 here. As you can see, that would be the next support line, which we currently are quite a bit above by 30% or so, and the next proper breakthrough point would be 18, as you can see up here. That would be the next. I think chance of us breaking through here, I don't know about that currently because it has had so much volatility, and we are trading close to 52-week high. So maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it is a very volatile stock at the moment. Now the technicals on this are quite decent for the day. As you can see, it's a buy, and for the month it is still a buy, and that is of course because we have this upswing at the moment. So yeah, quite nice at the moment. I do think we are over the most volatile days. Of course, we don't know with the whole Donald Trump administration and the tariff, but of course they are a American company working with Americans, and they are software companies, so they really should not be affected by that in any way. Of course, they might be a bit screwed if people have less money. Well, then they have less money in their bank. And something I really like about SoFi is that 90% of their money raised, or so to speak, is deposits. Of course, they're a bank, so they can loan out money that are in people's accounts. If you know how banks work, so that is quite nice that they don't have that much debt. They have a small amount of debt, but overall, most of their funding or operating lending comes directly from the deposits of their users. Now, analyst rating on this quite all over the board, as you can see here. 6 strong buy, 0 buy, 9 hold, 1 sell, and 4 strong sells. So we have 20 analysts on it, so it is a neutral at the moment. And as you can see, we have some that are quite high, up at 20, and some that are quite low, down at 6. So right now, it could fly low, it could fly high. Now, personally, I do think it is going to trade a bit sideways rest of the year. I think it's going to end up somewhere between 18 and 10 bucks. I don't think it's going to shoot up like crazy this year. I do think we need to see more years with proper earnings. As you can see, of course, 24 was the first year that they were profitable, and they were profitable by quite a bit, and it looks like they're going to keep up with that. So that could, of course, be quite interesting if they do that. That was my analysis on SoFi Technologies. Now, as I said, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and of course, leave any comments in the comment section below about other companies you want me to make an analysis of.